Hi guys! So I know a lot of you are wondering where have I been, and I did move from Michigan to Illinois. I did move to Chicago, Illinois. So I wanted to make this video because I know a lot of young people are thinking about making that big step and moving to a big city, and you definitely should. So I wanted to make a video because I know a lot of people are actually thinking about moving to Chicago in particular. And so I wanted to give you a little more of a push and give you some reasons why. So first I'd have to say that there is so much to do in the city of Chicago. You can go to museums, you can go to parks, we have festivals, concerts. If you just want to go listen to jazz, if you want to find something new that you never even knew existed, we have it here. So it's just so much to do here. Like, you can't get bored, honestly. You can't get bored. If you don't have any money, possibly, but even then it's just like, you'll be fine. There is a beautiful nightlife. If you're walking down the streets of Chicago, even if you're not downtown, if you're like up north or down south, there's always something to do. And so like, the city is gorgeous at night, especially in the summertime. You can like look off of Navy Pier, and you can just like look into the city. Like, driving through the city is amazing. Like, when I just say, I just have to like upload a video of me like we're just driving through the city because it's gorgeous. There's more people to date here, and the food here is amazing. You just run into like restaurants, and usually the hole-in-the-wall restaurants are my favorite, but I honestly feel like if you are living in Chicago, you cannot stay here for a whole lifetime and try every restaurant. Like, it's impossible. There's always a new restaurant popping up, and there's always some new recommendation that someone's giving me. Last but not least, the beach here is epic, I have to say, just because I am from Michigan and we do share Lake Michigan. And so on my side of Lake Michigan, people have to like drive to the beach. It's not shared, like it's shared, but like more for like a beach scenery, or like people have the beach in their backyard. But in Chicago, everybody gets to use the beach. Lakeshore Drive is right on the beach, so like while you're riding to work, you can like look right over into the lake, and it looks good, baby. Let me tell you, it looks good. So would I recommend that someone move here? Of course. I have to say that it is great for young people, just because I feel like there are more job opportunities here. Even if you're thinking about creating your own job, if you're not sure what you want to do, there are opportunities to start your own nonprofit. If you want to like start your own type of business, you don't even know what you want to do, like there's so many opportunities for that, because there's a lot that I haven't seen. I'm like, hey, I wonder if people are doing that. Start it, do it yourself, seriously. There's a lot of gentrification going on, which is excellent, because I mean, it just helps the city look better all the time. Like, we're staying modern and on top of things. I like, it just makes it more convenient when you have a Starbucks on every corner. Not really, but you know, you get the drift. So gentrification, I love it. Who doesn't? There is also a great public transportation system in Chicago, which is awesome because you don't have to have a car to live here. And I think that's great because people don't want to pay a big, you know, rent or mortgage and a car note. So you don't have to have a car. The CTA runs smoothly, gets you where you need to go. There are plenty of apps like on the iPhone, Android, that like help you get where you need to go. So it's just so convenient. There are also a lot of museums and parks here. I know like when I was like in college, like going to a museum wasn't necessarily the coolest thing, just because it's like, oh, we went to museums when we were like kids, and it's just like, maybe we went like 3 times. Hello, there are so many museums for so many different things. Like, explore a little bit, learn something. There are a lot of museums here, and I plan on taking advantage of all of them. While there are pros to the city, there are cons to the city. So it's not all peachy, just like no place is peachy, not all the way at least. So while there are some things that are good about the city, the same things can be bad about the city, and that would be gentrification. So a lot of people don't like the idea of gentrification just because they feel it's making their rent go up, because when you add more things in an area and you're making it more modern and adding a lot of more attraction, I guess, to that area, it makes the rent go up, and people don't like it when their rent goes up, and actually forces people to move out of the city. So that's one thing that's bad. The violence here is bad. I remember, like, I was staying at my aunt and uncle's house when I first moved here, and it was just like the news all the time telling us about someone else getting killed. And it's not just, I did stay on the south side when I first moved here. I live on the north side now. But it's not just the south side where killings happen. Things that happen downtown, there's crime that happens there too. And up north, actually in Uptown, which is not too far from me, you know, someone's face got shot off, you know, but things happen anywhere you go. I honestly can say that walking down the street, I am not scared. I'm not fearful. I haven't been since I've been here, and I think it's great. I did move last September, which I did not say, so I have been here a little over a year, and it is a great place. And a few more cons, just because I almost got back on the good things. I would have to say the homeless issue we have here is kind of sad. Driving down the street, you will see a lot of homeless people. You'll see homeless people asking for money in the middle of the street. You'll see homeless people downtown with signs and their babies and their little dogs. And it's really sad, and I just wish that there was something more that we could do as people, just because you do see a lot of people walking by and that don't care. And so I hope that something gets done about it, but you know, it doesn't just start with, you know, somebody else taking care of the problem. But that is definitely a big issue in the city. Also, for some people, they don't like the idea that there are so many people in the city. A lot of times people feel like they don't know people because there's so many people. But I feel like, you know, be a people person, get to know people. I mean, hello, talk, open your mouth. But I don't mind the people, I love people. So, I mean, it can be a con for some. Other things. Oh, it is so cold here. Yeah, it's cold right now. It's super cold, actually. Michigan, the difference I can say is Michigan gets a lot of snow, but it's not that cold. It's cold, but it's not like, oh my gosh, what happened? It's so cold here, and it's not even that much snow. Snow is like not an issue. It's just so cold. They don't call it the Windy City for nothing. It's cold here. Last but not least on my con list, I would have to say is the segregation. The city is, it's kind of sick how segregated it is here. So, okay, so the south side of Chicago is majority black people. It just is. Hyde Park probably is like the most mixed area, I would say, on the south side. But it's all black for the most part on the south side. When you go downtown, you have more of your mix of people, just because there are a lot of established people of different races, and so most people do want to stay downtown because it's more, for me it's ideal, but a lot of people stay there, a lot of different people. As you go up north, there are pockets of city, or neighborhoods, I'm sorry, that have different names, like Ukrainian Village. No one who stays there. Pilsen, like majority Hispanic area. Like there's just like so many different neighborhoods, and it's just like only these select people live here. And it's not to say that you can't live there, it's just to say that you run into a lot of people who don't look like you, which for me is not an issue. So some of my top things that I really like about the city, you know, not just to tell you to move here, but just because I actually really do like the idea of these things, and they're a lot different than other cities, is the fact that we actually have 29 miles of shared beach. So from the south side of Chicago to the north side of Chicago, it runs 29 miles, which is like, what? Yes, 29 miles of beach. So you have people running, biking, dipping their bikes, whatever. People are taking advantage of that beach, and I love it because it's just like, why should, I just feel like that was just so creative. Instead of having people's houses sit on the beach who like have all the money, like everyone can enjoy it. It just like makes the city that much better. It's a very clean city. My dad lives in New York, and you know, every time I'm there, I'm just like, this city is so dirty. And it is. It's very dirty there. Not to compare from New York to Chicago, but I have to say that in New York, they put their trash in the front. And so like in the city, putting your trash on the front, it can fall over, and sometimes it falls down the street. So in Chicago, that doesn't really happen because we have alleys. So we put our trash in the alley, and like the dump trucks come and they take them from the alley instead of having it in the front where people can see it or a risk getting knocked over. We have a lot of great sports teams. So if you're really into sports teams, you know, we have the Bears, which is our football team. We have the Cubs and the White Sox, which are our baseball teams, and the Blackhawks. Honestly, I'm not really sure of any other teams. I'm sure there are more teams, but those are the only ones I know of, just because I guess those are the most popular ones. So that's great about the city. This is something that I'm not really sure about, but I have an actor friend. One of my best friends is an actor, and I know he wants to do like acting like on TV, and so he was saying like, I guess like the difference is like theater, and I don't know what they call the other one, like commercial or whatever they call it. I'm not even sure. Why don't I know this? Theater or I guess like TV acting. So like if that's what you want to do or that's what you're into, like we're bigger in theater for Chicago. So you wouldn't move here if you wanted to pursue your acting career and be in movies. This is probably not where you want to move. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I really think you should know. Oh, the rent. Okay, so I mentioned earlier about like the rent being higher or not having that much money or something like that, but the thing is about the city is like if you stay closer to downtown, you won't have any money to do anything else because you'll be paying downtown rent. So the thing is that downtown is very expensive, but as you get further and further away from downtown, the rent is a lot cheaper. The closer you are to Lakeshore Drive, it is a little more expensive because Lakeshore Drive is close to the water. So you have like people, it's a huge attraction. Like who wouldn't want to stay in the water? Who wouldn't want to stay downtown? So of course it's going to be very expensive. Not to put my rent out there or anything like that. I do have 2 other roommates, but I will say my rent is under $500. So my rent was like 600 and something when I was in college. So I'm paying less than I was in college for rent, and I live in the city of Chicago. So I'm just gonna say you can't beat that with a stick. So I would definitely recommend anyone and their mama to move to Chicago. So yes, you older people out there, why not move to the city? Like, hello? I don't know. But I love it, so come visit me. And if you want to know about like restaurants or some more places or anything like that, you can like my video, and you could also ask for specific places or anything like that, or if you'd like me to record it at some of the places I go, and I could show you the city and give you some ideas. So if you don't have time to come visit, I can visit for you. So please subscribe and like. See you later. Bye.